monastic life. All the holy fathers and mothers, the monks and the nuns, those who lived in large monasteries, those who lived in skeets, those who lived in solitaries and hermitages and in caves and who knows where, all over, in the mountains, in the deserts, in the forests. We remember their struggles. Their struggle, which was primarily, first and foremost, to be able to purify their minds and their hearts so that they could focus entirely on the contemplation of the presence of God. There are various stages in the spiritual life, and the stages in the monastic life reflect those stages in the spiritual life. At first, we need a large community around us. We need the kind of support, we need the kind of encouragement that comes in a large community. Then, when we reach a certain level of maturity, we can move to a different kind of community. A small community of disciples around an elder, where we can learn with much more individualized instruction, where we can enter into a deeper and deeper experience of communion with God and communion with our brothers. And the third level, that of the solitaries, that of the hermits. Now, there are true hermits and solitaries, and there are false ones. The true hermits are those who, for the love of God and for the love of their brethren, have withdrawn from the community in order to deepen their love, in order that they might be able to deal with each person individually, in order that they might pray for the others undistracted, in order that they might, with them, lift up their fellows to into the presence of God, praying for them and having mercy and loving and having compassion. Now, we all know the kind of false hermits, the kind of cranky old guys who just live off by themselves. Those are not true hermits. But the true elders are those who have attained to such a profound degree of maturity that they live their whole lives in the awareness of the presence of God, contemplating His presence, contemplating His light, and experiencing His joy. So there's an old saying in the monastic life that the monks are the lights for the laymen, but the hermits are the lights for the monks, the elders and the solitaries. So as lay people, we go to monasteries to be inspired, to be maybe to go to confession, maybe to find a spiritual father, maybe an elder there, who can speak a word to us and tell us what we need to hear when we need to hear it. But for the monks who are in need of shall we say, a more intensive care kind of situation, because if the church is a hospital, the monasteries are the intensive care units, and the elders are the specialists. And so the monks go to the elders and to the hermits to be inspired by their example, to be inspired by their life, and especially to receive a word of instruction, a word which very often from the Holy Fathers will cut right through everything and show us exactly what we need to hear, and teach us exactly what we need to learn at that moment. And this is one of those great gifts that the elders have. So let us give thanks to God for all of those who have struggled in the monastic life over the course of the centuries, and who continue to struggle and to build up that institution, which is at the very heart and soul of the church. Asceticism is at the heart of Orthodox Christianity. Christianity is essentially an ascetic religion. It's built on self-denial. It's built on self-transcendence. It's not built on selfishness and egotism. Where it gets reduced to that, it's quite pathetic. But where it's being lived according to that ancient tradition of self-denial, and especially as manifested and led by the monastics, their orthodoxy is in order, and there is none of that egotism, none of the selfishness, none of the self-centeredness that is allowed to creep in. So this is very important for us as we begin Lent, which is our own little experience of asceticism. Remember, the point of Lent is the purification of our souls. It's not about what you eat. It's not about anything else. It's about the purification of our souls. And purification in order that we might hear the word of God and do it. So brothers and sisters, let us strive to hear the word of God and do it.